Hello, the internet. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John. I am accompanied, as ever, by Sean, and back from a fortnight in France at the Cannes Film Festival.
Well, indeed.
The much beloved, sorely missed, and we are delighted to have him back, Elazar Cabrera. Elazar, thank you and welcome.
Well, yes, I'm very glad to be back, I have to say.
I'm still in tears. I'm still kind of moved by your moving tribute.
Macho
Well, thank
Man,
you very much.
Randy.
I know it was actually quite moving and quite a sad thing, genuinely. Although a lot
do you think it was to do with the rapture? Do you think Jesus came down for the rapture
and
decided only
the best will do?
The only
man.
Macho Man was the only one who was basically worthy.
Well, you know, maybe heaven needed an angel, and the Macho Man was the only guy that fit the bill. Snap into a Slim Jim in honour of Macho Man Randy Savage. That is what we intend to do. Elazar, you are back. You've been at Cannes for 2 weeks.
I have been, indeed, yeah.
Did you see any good films?
Do you want to know which films I saw?
Yeah.
I saw absolutely none of them.
Didn't you?
Okay.
This is like the second time I've heard of you going to a film festival and not seeing a single film.
Did you meet any famous film stars or people like that?
Oh, I've met so many that I can't recall any of them.
You haven't met anyone, have you?
No.
No. So you've been to a film festival for 2 weeks and seen no films.
And no film stars.
No.
What are you doing? We just holed up in a bedroom for 2 weeks?
And this was actually the first year I didn't even walk down the red carpet.
Oh, Elazar. What?
Elazar.
I've done the red carpet for, I think it was X-Men 3. I did the red carpet for Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and I did the red carpet for Star Wars Episode 3.
It's almost like, it seems to me like any film Elazar's done, the red carpet for, it's a film you definitely
don't want to
see.
Elazar, we have a saying in England that I think I can say on the internet. You seem like the kind of person who could fall into a barrel of boobies and come out sucking their thumb.
Really?
Yes, we've got a big show coming up. That's a compliment, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
I do have a video of me from Cannes.
Oh, well, we're gonna have a look at that, aren't we?
If you would like to know what I actually did do in Cannes.
I would like to know, actually. Are we going to watch that now?
We can watch it right now.
Well, let's
This is an interview I conducted for the website lovefilm.com.
And they're a big
which is like the
website,
UK version of Netflix. Where
yes,
you stream films.
Indeed. Yeah, I think my sister gets it on her TV.
So yeah, I'm on their website.
So this is why you weren't here for 2 weeks.
Day 3 of the festival, and I'm going to market. This is the film market where thousands of films are bought and sold, and it's worth noting that while there are only 20 films in competition, for lots of people this is where the festival happens. So let's find out a bit more.
We're in the Riviera building, and this is really where the market really is. I mean, before, in the years past, we would have offices just all the way down the Croisette, and buyers would be going up and down and having meetings. But in the last few years, it's all sort of more consolidated really into this building. And as you can see, just looking down rows and rows of stands, there's a lot of movies from a lot of companies.
Cannes and other film festivals are like a filtering process whereby the best films rise to the top, and those are the films that get distributed. There are many, many films that don't get distributed.
I can imagine. And very quickly, posters. How important are the posters?
Well, for those buyers, it might literally just be what is on that poster in that instant.
A lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Posters are very important.
Yes.
Sometimes distributors will buy a film without seeing it. They'll buy it on the artwork, on the poster, and the trailer.
That's crazy. It's a crazy thing to do.
Yeah, it's very much a chocolate box thing. If the wrapping's good, it doesn't matter if the chocolate inside is a bit rotten.
Tastes a bit rubbish.
All right, and we can check that out again on Lovefilm. Yeah, so now we know. Now we know the awful truth of what you're up to. And hey, you look good on TV. You look good.
It is like selling fruit and veg at a market stall, except we're selling movies. You know?
Did you go by the Trauma store?
No, they didn't.
Toxic Avenger 6?
They did not have a stall this year, I don't think.
Usually Lloyd Kaufman's out in force.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice him there. Because I usually have a coffee with him at the Grand Hotel.
Really?
But not this year.
Films we went for Toxic Avenger 6. I was also hoping to see out there Human Centipede 2 and a Serbian film Part 3.
Well, Julian Richards, who was in that interview as well, he's actually the sales agent for the Serbian film.
Oh.
So
good luck to him.
You can blame him for having it released in the UK.
Dude, I bet all the 5 people and their dog went to see.
Well, you know what? I think the video's done very, very well. I mean, people have been buying that DVD. It's a popular rather disgusting horror film. But if you like that kind of thing,
which film are we talking about? Centipede?
A Serbian film.
The Serbian film. Okay.
But anyway, we need to go back to web series.
Do. Well, we need to get to them. Indeed.
Web is where is that?
That did look a little bit like Portsmouth Harbour to me, though. That shot of the hotel.
That was Cannes.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll take your word for it, sir. I'm not saying that you didn't go to Cannes, but anyway,
so
that's fine.
Tell me, what have we got on the show?
We've got some
tonight?
fantastic web series. Two web series.
Yeah.
A comedy called The Last Man's on Earth. We've got the top 5 Bitly's TV virals of the week, and an exclusive. Are we going to show this? An exclusive
going to show this.
TVG. Those video of CSI star Gary Dourdan. Dourdan.
But you can't show too much of it
because it's got quite a lot of cuss words in.
Yes.
And if there's one thing we don't like on this show, it's cussing and swearing.
Yeah.
Except when we're trying
but
to
we
get
are
you
going to
straight
find
away.
out what cuss-filled video is Gary Dourdan's favourite video.
His favourite video of the whole internet.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So if you're a fan of CSI, you know someone who's a fan of CSI, get them to start watching now so they don't miss
We're
it.
We're back on YouTube, guys, by the way. We're back on YouTube. And of course, one other thing as well is your show as much as our show, even though we get all the money and glory and fame.
There's
very
money
much, well, one day.
And
There's
glory
very
and
much,
fame.
well, no, never. There's, it's very much your show as much as ours. So, guys, you know, we've got comment pages on
There's
YouTube,
on the message board,
on Ustream, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I've got Twitter actually up on this iPad.
Yeah.
Sean, I know you're monitoring the various chat rooms and comments on Ustream. And
on screen right now, you can see our various social network.
Yeah.
We got it covered, guys. We got it covered. So send us your cues and we'll give you our A's later in the show. And any comments you want to make, we are happy to read some of them out. And in fact, before we review our first web series, just a nice shout out quickly to Oreo and Pals, who said they always try and watch the show. They love it. We guys are so cute, informative and entertaining.
Oh, thank you.
What a nice thing to say. And they also say that they love guys with bow ties, and unfortunately,
I forgot bow ties.
No, unfortunately not.
His tie.
Well, at least you're making an effort.
I am making.
It's the Cat in the Hat one again as well. I like the Cat in the Hat.
Well, I like Doctor Doom. He's my role model in life.
Good. And
Doctor Doom. How can Doctor Doom be a role model?
Isn't he?
He's a megalomaniac. He's a megalomaniac.
I can see that. I can see that working. Good, guys. Our first web series. It is called Homeschooled. You'll find it on YouTube.com/watch Homeschooled. And before we chat about it, let's have a look at a clip.
That's Ed. He's constantly on my ass about studying, getting good grades, shit like that. You know, he reminds me of this asshole principal I had back at my old high school. You know, Ed may be a dick, but I am so glad I don't have to deal with that guy anymore. I had a revelation. The two things I wanted most in life were 1, to have fun, and 2, to get out of high school as soon as possible. Then I realized something. Those two wants, they coincided. If I let myself have as much fun as possible, I would ultimately get kicked out of school. I wish I realized this years ago.
Mickey, we are just finishing up finger painting.
Oh, that's my mom. She taught kindergarten for like 20 years, so I'm expecting her lessons to be super duper easy. No homework, no lectures, just finger painting. Boop and poop.
Mickey, what are you painting?
It's the number 3.
Oh, you are such a perv.
That's Audrey, my stepsister. She dropped out of school years ago when her tennis career started taking off. She's super slutty and a total bitch. She'd probably be friends with the hot, popular crowd back at my old high school.
It's a black comedy. There are 6 episodes available. What do you guys make of it? Sean, I'll go with you
I
first.
found it very humorous.
They kind of described it as being Arrested Development style, and it is actually. It's got that kind of humour, you know. It's sort of
warped relationships,
very warped characters. You know, the slutty sister is really funny.
But what makes it is within the nuclear family, but as a dysfunctional.
The completely dysfunctional nuclear family. There's even incest in there. Would you
say that like that's an extra selling point for me?
Well, you know,
there's even incest.
Well, you know, it's
well, that's what they say.
I don't think they had incest in the Arrested Development, so perhaps they're taking it a step further.
They nearly did, didn't they? What's the guy, that kid who's in all those films now, the sort of skinny, awkward-looking one? I can't remember his name, and that's a really poor avenue to go down if you guys don't know either. Anyway,
but it is very funny. It's again, I think it only suffers. I think is actors are probably too old to look like the teenagers they're supposed to be.
Okay. Saved by the Bell syndrome.
But that's the Saved by the Bell syndrome, indeed.
Do you know what the lead actor's called? I found him quite charismatic.
But no, he was great as an actor. He was
one
great.
of those things is,
but he doesn't look 16.
Like he doesn't look 16.
Yeah.
You need an actor who can hold it together.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes finding somebody who's 16 or looks 16 who could hold something like that together isn't a realistic prospect.
I agree. He definitely holds it together. It does revolve around him. This series. Yeah. The other characters are his interaction with him in the world, and really this family, the gardener who bullies him, the maid who he fancies. It all revolves around this lead actor, and he does a great job. And I really enjoyed it, and it's extremely watchable.
Lives or dies with him. Mm-hmm. It's a combination of the script and his performance.
And it's not that far off something you'd see on HBO or something like that. It really isn't.
We're seeing a lot of stuff like that on YouTube at the moment. Shows which I think are getting to the quality of what you'd expect to see on television.
Yeah, they only filmed it I think over a course of 5 days in one location, this house. I mean, it's single location, but it's filmed really well. It looks, production value, I think, is gorgeous.
It did look great,
you cannot tell it's low budget.
No,
really, you cannot.
It looks very well.
But it's very professionally filmed, very professionally edited.
And sorry, just to interrupt, Matt Barrett has put on YouTube. That is exactly the guy I was thinking of, Michael Cera or Kira.
Yes,
I'm never quite sure
he was Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, he was. He's made a career out of being sort of quite awkward.
Right,
and,
yes.
You know the guy.
Yeah, it looks a bit like when he's going to grow up to be a child molester or something like that.
He kind of does, and I feel, I do as well, and I feel a bit bad saying that, but I absolutely agree with you.
But it's over 6 episodes. The story is basically he's been thrown out of school for drugs and misbehaving. He's being homeschooled by his parents. The relationship with his stepfather becomes the headmaster of the school. He's always locked in his study. Whenever he goes to see his stepfather, it's a very formal occasion, like he would be if he's been sent to the headmaster. And his mother is the teacher.
And how long is each episode?
Like about 6 minutes.
So the whole thing is half an hour in total.
It's almost I mean it could be one episode.
Do we know if there's going to be any more of this stuff?
They are planning. Yes,
they're planning.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be one to check out more of in the future. Then, if you enjoy that, check it out. YouTube.com/watchhomeschooled. We will, of course, tweet the addresses later and also put them on our various websites and Facebook pages. But nonetheless, a recommendation from us three to check it out if you like kind of creepy black comedy, but with a good heart.
Best kind of black comedy there is.
It is the best kind, creepy black comedy. Guys, it's that time of the week that we all look forward to. Me, perhaps all the most. It is indeed the top 5 most tweeted and retweeted viral video chart, the Bitly's top 5. Elazar, what's at number 5 this week? Of course.
Well, we had Rapture recently, or we were supposed to have had Rapture.
You can't have failed to have noticed the apocalyptic artwork that we are now living in.
I don't know whether it's a good or a bad thing that I wasn't, that I'm still here. Is that a good or a bad thing?
I don't know. But anyway, there was, some very helpful people, I think, in Japan put out a educational video, so we could all prepare ourselves for the event that never happened, and that reached number 5 of our Bitlys. And here we go.
Let's have a look at this one.
在5月21日，这些被选者会上天堂，其他未被选上的人只能说你是衰不会斗零。听起来被选者似乎会过得很爽。至于其他未被选上的人，则可期待在水深火热里过完活着的这几天。针对世界的异教徒感到悲哀，他们需承。
I love those little Japanese animated things they do. They look like they're done on a basic PlayStation. They're so
it does actually look like PlayStation 1, doesn't it?
It actually looks like they've animated in The Sims or something. Yes. It's that kind of technology, really, isn't it?
But it's always so funny. I mean,
what a unique perspective on life they seem to have over there.
And Hitler made it into heaven. He was one of the chosen, wasn't he?
Good old Hitler. And I never thought I'd be saying that. But that's number 5 in the Bitlys anyway.
You've got to be careful. Don't go to Canada and say that. You get
today's Metro sheds some more light on it. I don't know if you can see that. Apparently, the preacher is now saying he got the date wrong.
October the 21st.
It's actually October the 21st.
Forgot to carry the 1, of course.
I would have thought it would have been the 6th of June or something like that, because isn't it supposed to be 666? 6 o'clock on the 6th.
I think that's
June.
just stuff they made up for the Omen.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah,
The
and that
movie.
was just a film, wasn't it?
That was
as
just a
well?
film, yeah.
But this guy, on the other hand,
This guy,
he's
really-
legit. He's the real deal.
But let me read this.
He knows what it
Okay,
is. Have a look.
he spent millions on billboards proclaiming that the end of the world
Well,
was
he thought
nigh.
he'd never have to pay them back.
Like
never
millions.
pay his credit card.
And he also had cars driving around with big flashing signs on top of the cars.
Well, he didn't do much of a good job because I didn't find out about it until I was
Well-
on Twitter, and everybody's tweeting about this rapture, and I was like, what are they tweeting about?
So one of the people who was driving the cars, Jeff Hopkins, 52, from Great River, New York, says, I've been mocked and scoffed and cursed at, and I've been through a lot with this lighted sign on top of my car, he said. I was doing what I'd been instructed to do through the Bible, but now I've been stymied. It's like getting slapped in the face.
But who's laughing now?
But is that
Everyone.
worse? Is
I
being
don't
slapped
know.
in the face being worse than total hell and
You're
damnation?
right, it's a good point.
You know,
It's a good point.
apples and oranges here.
It's a good point, Alizar. All I can say is last week people were making jokes about the rapture like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Number 4 in the Bitleys. Check it out. Riding a bicycle in an airport.
For passengers
This I
of
must
Air France and Delta Airlines flight AF1383.
And that's it. A very short clip.
Not bad.
A bit like the I think it's the Icelandic football team when they do their celebrations. They've sort of created all these little human mimes using several people, and that, hey, you know, using a travelator on an airport. How clever is
Why
that?
not? Yeah,
Why
it is
not?
clever.
I'm
Whenever I go
surprised
on-
security didn't throw them out of the airport, but you know.
Well, who knows? Maybe after the camera stopped rolling. Whenever I go on one of those things, actually, I always in my head I'm acting out the Jamiroquai video for Virtual Insanity.
I
which was doing
remember
the weird.
once being with a film crew in Heathrow Airport. You don't remember anything about that, do you, Elazar?
No, I don't think I do actually. No.
Hello.
But
with cameras
guerrilla
and
style,
bags.
yeah. So let's take out the camera. Phil,
Is
put it
this,
back away.
Is this an international incident that we should be aware of? Or,
No.
No. Okay, we'll say no
Well,
more
I think
about it.
with the statute of limitations, we're safe anyway.
Good. Double
We're,
jeopardy. You
we're
can't get
sticking
tried for
to
the same crime
airports
twice.
for number 3.
Which is an elapsed time video about heavy traffic. Is that right? Let's have a look. What's going
That's
on
it.
there? That's it, is it?
That's
Some flames.
basically it's 90 minutes condensed into about 6 minutes of time lapse photography.
Well,
Actually, I thought it was quite fascinating.
I fly a lot, and you
To
actually
each their own.
you really do see when you're on the airline, you're on the plane, and you're on the runway. You'll see that literally you have like a 30-second slot for your plane to go in there and get up, and another plane goes off straight away.
It is, and to see it in that style, that time lapse, was actually really, really fascinating.
Well, I'm glad you
And
enjoyed it.
he only got 90 minutes condensed because he got thrown out, obviously, for various
Well, we obviously look like
security,
international
yes,
vessels, yeah.
security issues. But
they
you know,
didn't confiscate the camera though, so he was able
obviously
to
not.
look
Yes,
onto-
I guess he proved that he was a nerdy filmmaker after all.
Fair enough. Good luck. To
And
the
good
guy.
luck for him. Yeah, absolutely.
Number 2, Battle of the Bond. And what is all that about? What is that?
It's a bit of action-packed bondage there. Not like James Bond action figures battling it out.
Was that last one meant to be Daniel Craig?
There was Daniel.
Yeah, no,
all
Pierce
of
Brosnan.
they're all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I don't think George Lazenby makes it though, does he? He gets killed quite early on.
What a shame. Yeah.
What about Bob Holness, who was actually the first James
Yes, he
Bond?
was.
Bob Holness, all the time with the Bob Holness.
Yeah,
But he was only on the radio in
He was.
South Africa.
indeed. So maybe it doesn't count. Maybe you
It,
can forgive them. For
it
that
was
being
something like
Holness.
an 8 or 9 month stop motion project.
Well, that Daniel Craig looked more like Henry Kelly to me. I thought from Going for Gold.
Well, I mean,
You have to blame that on the people who produce the action.
I
films.
I presume that just sort of like Action Man and G.I.
Yeah.
Joe things that have just been altered to make. But actually, they actually
Well, you can
weren't.
buy those type
Can
of
you?
dolls in Forbidden Planet, and they're like ridiculously expensive.
Oh, the like official
They've
James
got all
Bond ones.
official
Oh,
James
okay.
Forbidden
Oh,
Planet. You
oh,
go
right,
in there,
yeah.
and they have dolls which are done Action Man type dolls, super realistic, of different film characters, and they're like 100, 150 quid.
Wow. So even if you did buy them, you probably wouldn't want to risk sort of burning them and
Who
chopping them off
knows?
with
Who knows?
these films. Nonetheless, that is number 2 in the Bitleys, and people are saying in the chat room Maybe they're going to make their own films with their own action figures, and why not?
And any comments in the YouTube chat?
YouTube, it was actually quite quiet when I looked on YouTube before.
Ah.
See, nobody's spoken in 13 minutes.
Okay, well we don't
get up with it, YouTube. Come on, if you're watching on YouTube, come on, log in.
People are in Ustream.
They're in the Ustream chat.
Whereas Elizabeth Oriana, who likes bow ties,
that's Oreo and Pals, yeah.
And Sloopy John are keeping it going.
Oh, good for you guys.
Sloopy John. Good, but what is number 1 in the Bitleys? What is it?
It's called The Greatest Marriage Proposal Ever.
A love story so true, it couldn't have been written.
I know how much she means to you. I know how much you love her. I know she is your heart.
There comes a time when every father lets his little girl go.
I just want you to know that I love her too, and I am by no means trying to steal her away from you.
To another man that loves her as much as he does.
I want to spend the rest of my life with her. She is my heart, my friend, my everything.
Okay, it's a long video, and basically, as you might be able to tell, over the course of watching that trailer, she suddenly realises, or eventually, or quite soon realises, that it's actually not an upcoming preview or attraction that's coming, but actually her own fiancé or boyfriend
at the time,
chatting to her own father, asking for his permission to ask his daughter's hand in marriage.
It's the recognition when she suddenly starts recognising the voice of thing.
Yeah,
that's my dad, or
I know these guys,
which was done really well because
it was done nicely.
Yeah, it was a really good video.
It was really good actually. She was when she was watching it, I swear she was going, "What have they been in? What have they been in before?" You know?
It's like she can recognise the voices, but quite pin them down.
Yeah, that doesn't look that good. I thought, but that was a very, very moving video.
It was very moving actually, and if you're into romance, I mean,
which I'm not.
Really?
I know you are. No, of course I am. It's a nice video. And you, Sean, did you shed a tear?
I did not shed.
Didn't shed a tear. Okay.
But they have said that they will.
I'm not that kind of emotional person.
They do plan to continue their adventures on their YouTube channel, so we can follow their romance as it blossoms towards their marriage.
I don't know if I want to see that, but that was a great one-off video. I don't know if I particularly want to see every detail of their life, but a worthy number 1.
Sky News that video.
Did it really? Wow. So that's pretty good stuff. Guys, keep tweeting us, by the way. We're all on Twitter. Ellicab for LSR, Sean Harry, and myself, John Atkins III.
How many followers have you got?
Numbers aren't important to me, Sean. How many Facebook friends have you got?
I've got about 12.
Okay, fine. Well, whatever. That doesn't matter either. Doesn't matter.
Are they real friends?
I think I know about 30.
Yeah. How many would you invite to your house for coffee?
A lot of them are Russian brides.
Wow.
And Asian brides.
Interesting.
Yes. Well, perhaps I could.
Anyway. Elizabeth wants to know what T-shirts we're wearing. We did say earlier.
Yeah, I thought we did. But I'm wearing the cat in the hat, Dr. Zeus,
Victor Von Doom.
And I've dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, you're looking good, Alisar, and it's good to have you back. You're adding a touch of class to the show.
Yeah.
For a change. But well, no, you're always classy as well.
So what are we going to move on to next?
CSI's Gary Dourdan. What is his favourite video? Should we find out?
Let's have a look.
Hey, this is Gary Dourdan, and I'm at Double Show, just hanging out, and we were talking about funny videos. You know, I just watched this one, it's my favorite video of the year. It's called Fuck Shit Stack by Reggie Watts. Just look up Reggie Watts. It's funny. So that's my
So that's all we could show of that.
Too many swears. Too many swears.
If you didn't get what it was called, it's called F-word, S-word stack. And the entire music video is just a complete 4-minute tirade of profanity done in a rap style by a performer called Reggie Watts.
I see. I thought he was a children's television presenter, Reggie Watts. Was that another Reggie Watts, maybe?
If you want to watch that, it's on youtube.com/Waverly Flams. Not Waverly Films, Waverly Flams.
F-L-A-M-S.
Yeah.
I replaced with an A.
We'll tweak it later and put it on the blog
indeed,
and website.
Indeed.
And all of that.
Well,
we'll do it. We'll get it done. We'll get it done between us. Somehow it will be done. But so there he is. That is a fella from CSI. Do you know what incarnation of CSI?
Vegas.
Vegas.
He's the original,
He was in it
original,
for about 9 years.
of the original series.
And then
Absolutely.
they killed him off.
And you will see that.
Oh my God!
Here.
I'm only on season 5. I didn't even realise that.
Oh no, spoilers! Although,
no, they don't
how far
kill him
behind
off.
are you? 5 years behind.
Well, because I'm watching it very slowly on DVD, and I had no clue he was killed off. I'm really. Oh my god!
I honestly feel really bad about it. It's nothing to do with me, but that...
You know, there's a point when
there's got to be a statute of limitations on spoilers.
There's on spoilers when something happened like 3-4 seasons ago.
Oh dear!
Yeah, there's got to be a limitation.
A friend of mine's just joined the cast of CSI for its 13th season.
Okay, The Last Man's on Earth.
I'm so sorry.
The Last Man's on Earth.
YouTube.com/The Last Man's on Earth. Here's a clip. Here's a trailer.
My name is Kadoosh. Did you know that the world is going to end in 2012? My name's Win, and I did. How it will end, nobody really knows. It could be like that meteor in the movie Deep Impact, or like the volcano in Volcano, or like the Rage virus in 28 Days Later, or like mutated sharks in Spring Break Shark Attack, or like the tsunamis in The Day After Tomorrow, or like the aliens in Signs. Dude, no! None of that stupid alien garbage! Just because everyone you know will die doesn't mean you'll have to too, even if you're a girl. So follow our YouTube survival videos to be a survivor. We're experts. We've seen every disaster film at least twice. On our show, we'll tell you how to... No! Don't tell them, douche. Show them.
Looks good. It looks funny, actually, from that trailer. That's quite a nice trailer.
I thought it was really funny.
You know, that where they filmed it all, is that kind of like Gorn Rock, or whatever it's called, where Captain Kirk and other people all have their...
I know exactly what you mean.
You mean it's the LA equivalent of the Welsh Quarry?
Yes. You know, where Captain Kirk fought the Gorn.
And it is actually really funny. I think the comedy dynamic between Kadoosh and Win is actually really good.
Yeah.
They kind of work really well together. You know, Kadoosh thinks he's really cool.
Yeah.
Win's the kind of goofy, silly one. It's each episode's basically building up. It's like skills you need to know to survive the apocalypse.
Yeah.
But it's building towards the finale, which is actually the apocalypse is a zombie holocaust.
You do know that I wake up...
Spoilers.
Every morning. I wake up every morning in a cold sweat, fearing that today is going to be the day
the zombies take
apocalypse.
over. I do believe that.
And at least
I believe it's going to happen.
And these videos prepare you for that point.
Yes.
You know, you're learning skills, real
skills you would need. How to be an alpha man.
The thing is, though, with a zombie apocalypse, you see, if I'm in like a George Romero zombie apocalypse, that can actually be kind of cool because the zombies are like slow moving and just got to armour yourself up and get a shotgun. You can have some fun. But if it's like a Danny Boyle, 28 days later,
then you're in trouble.
Well, they do.
I reckon I've lost 20 minutes.
They do advertise in the trailer there that they do prepare you for Rage virus style zombies.
Yes.
But no, it's funny. It actually.
Sloopy has told me.
Yeah.
It's called Vasquez Rock.
Vasquez Rock.
That's the actual name of it. Vasquez Rock, where Captain Kirk fought the Gorn to the death.
I think is that there in the background behind Kadoosh.
So that actually is well spotted. If that is the same place, then well spotted. That's pretty good.
I think that's a better picture of those. I guess there they are again.
Ready for the apocalypse.
Ready for the apocalypse. No, it is funny. It's very silly. I quite like the idea that actually all that sort of very slick production value style, you know, where it's like we're doing this properly. Actually, it turns out it's really in their heads.
Yeah.
You know, like when they're driving a car, and it's like they're being chased. You know, it's like how to drive really, really fast. You know, and then you actually find that they're actually really in their bedroom with they've just built their own pretend car.
Yeah.
It's very silly, very slapstick.
It is silly, but they're funny. They're funny.
They are
engaging
naturally
guys,
funny. They've got charisma.
Yeah.
And you need it for this kind of thing. I was actually very pleasantly surprised. I wasn't actually quite sure what I was going to see when I was going to originally watched it. I thought it would be a bit sort of cheesy, but actually it is cheesy, but
in a nice way,
but in a really good way,
yeah.
and in a way it's supposed to be that makes it kind of good for geeks, nerds, sci-fi fans, horror fans.
Didn't look too low budget either.
No,
Didn't look
their special effects aren't quite on Freddie Wong level, but they're not bad. Actually, they're quite good.
Yeah. So all in all, that is The Last Man's on Earth. YouTube.com/The Last Man's on Earth. Have you got another? We haven't got another clip of that, have we? But we've got
There's
a few
another
pictures.
photo there.
Yeah, some nice screenshots
nice
there.
Yeah, that's an
It
example.
It does look good, doesn't it?
It does look good. Yeah, I mean, as a low budget series, it's brilliant. It's it's not supposed to be a continuing thing in the same way that most web series that we review, but they are sketches. But actually, they do build up to this finale with the zombies, which is sort of kind of ties in everything from the previous episodes. I'm sure they're planning a second series because there's stuff in the trailer which actually isn't in the first series.
Or perhaps DVD extras, maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows? Who knows? But 9 episodes to check out. How long? Each episode's only a couple of.
They range between about 3 to 8 minutes.
Yeah. So nice
I do actually believe that they should have training in schools though to prepare us for the zombie apocalypse.
The inevitable zombie apocalypse.
And maybe these guys are the ones to do it.
Maybe they are.
Just as long as somebody's doing it, we've got
maybe
to be
they
prepared.
are. Maybe they are. They're entrepreneurs.
Indeed.
And so they're getting some love on Twitter as well, though. So a few people tweeting in to say they enjoyed that show. So that is The Last Man's on Earth, 9 episodes. Check it out. We haven't got glasses again, but I did have a can of Coca-Cola, and if I had it still, I would raise it to these fellas. Guys, our final web series of the week. It is called Curtain Call.
Yep.
You can find it on curtaincallseries.com.
17 episodes.
Have we got a clip? I think we've got a little clip.
We do indeed.
Let's have a look.
I'll only see
Patrick, what are you doing?
So that's how it all begins. That is a clip from episode 1. Curtain Call is a murder mystery web series. It starts off obviously with the murder, and then through each episode, the policeman is starting to put all the clues together. It is a whodunit. It looks obvious, obviously, from that clip that there's a guy there with a gun who just shot her.
Yep, but there's always more than meets the eye. And I don't know how much we can say about it, actually, because we've already found out what happens when people spoil things.
I know.
Because there's so many sort of clues and intricacies, I don't want to give too much away.
The final episode was released today, which is episode 17. So you can watch it all in one go if you choose to.
And I intend to do that tonight, actually. I think that'll be nice.
Yeah, no, it's really intriguing. This is a series that hasn't been made in LA or New York. It's very much like Ragged Isle. It's it's independent filmmakers wanting to showcase the talents of their local actors, the local crew, the local directors.
And where
writers.
is local for them? Where were they?
Oh God, I've forgotten.
Okay.
I did actually know.
But not,
sorry,
but not New York and not LA.
No, I'm sorry. I did actually have it, and I should have written it down, but no, it's just slipped from my mind.
Never mind.
But yeah, you can really appreciate what they're trying to do here. This is 17 episodes is a long series for a web series.
It is actually.
We're used to very sort of 6 episodes, 8 episodes maybe.
And densely written as well. There's a lot of.
It's almost it's quite theatrical. I guess is a way to describe it, because each episode is almost like a scene, and of course for that episode you need to give a new clue or a new twist, and that's really the format of the and they're not short episodes, for a web series. They're like 6 to 10 minutes long.
6 to 10 minutes long. Okay.
Which is this is quite long for the web series world, and so that it is very heavily written.
Yeah, so over 17 episodes, that's maybe a couple of hours.
And most episodes is maybe 3 or 4 actors at the most. Really. That first episode has a few more because you're introducing people.
You've got to introduce characters, but then you've got to forward on the story.
Yeah.
And also the murder mystery. You've got to make sure you've got something towards that each episode.
And so for the first few episodes...
I think that counts towards the length.
Indeed, yeah.
Hello, it's actually filmed in Fargo, North Dakota.
North Dakota, that's the one I was...
We've got the writer and director on the YouTube chat room. And good evening to you, sir, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us.
It always does terrify when we've got the writers and directors in the chat.
But I think we were saying how much we enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it.
We really were.
You know, I would say that the acting isn't necessarily of some of the standards that we've seen. Let's say of something like Homeschooled, for instance. But it's so well written and really well done and interesting enough that actually cinematography looks gorgeous. It looks really good. And you know, you can kind of forgive its weak points because it's actually really quite intriguing.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I look forward. I'm going to try and watch the
and
whole
very
of it this
and very
evening,
different for a web series. You know,
in
that
fact,
we've seen so far.
Total running time actually 2 hours 15 minutes. So that
it's
is a lot of.
It's basically like a long movie.
It's a movie, a long movie, yeah.
And as I was saying, you know, each episode's almost like a scene, so you could actually just string them together, really.
Yeah.
You might have to trim it just to make a movie run faster, obviously.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
But yeah. No,
but it works well.
Yeah.
It does work well as a web series, and like you say, you know, a little bit more is unravelled each episode, and it's quite engrossing and quite enjoyable as well. Season 17, episode 17 was released today, and you can watch the whole thing now on Curtain Call Series, curtaincallseries.com, and I certainly encourage you to check that out. I'll be watching a bit more of that later.
I would, yeah. Give it
And
a good
clicks
shit.
all around, and thank you again to the director who is in the chat room.
So
all the way from Fargo, North Dakota.
Indeed, all the way from Fargo.
In YouTube. So if you're watching it on YouTube, you can have a chat with him.
Yeah, and we've still got people. I think we've got some people in the Ustream chat room as well. I think we really need to get one or the other of these. It's just too much. We're only 3 men. We've got Twitter, we've got YouTube, Ustream.
Yeah, but we are the lords of all internet media.
We certainly seem to be.
A tweet there from the last man's on Earth, I see.
Yes.
Thanks for the review, those guys. We'll do everything we can to save you. Even Elazar.
Oh.
Well, that's good. In the event of a zombie apocalypse, nice that we've got you guys on our side. Thank you so much for that. Good. Well, guys, that was all of our web series, but now we've got the unpleasant business. No, I'm only joking. Of discussing, well, various events that have been happening on and around the internet
Such
this
as
week.
all the money that Kiefer Sutherland is making.
Indeed. Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, we can't
even review it.
We can't review it.
I can't even watch it.
But we did mention The Confession when it launched a few weeks ago. You know, a web series starring Kiefer Sutherland only on Hulu.com.
Yeah.
And it appears they're already in profit on this series. And let's say this is not going to be a cheap series to make because it's Kiefer Sutherland. It's not some of the low budget series that we review. This is a proper, you know, Mortal Kombat style pseudo studio kind of thing here. So they've spent a lot of money, but it seems that it's been very popular on Hulu, and they are now in profit. Which then begs the question: is that the way that they've done it? Let's say only allowing the US to watch it first, and then selling the rights to other countries' websites, is actually then that a legitimate way to do it? You know, because obviously we're out here reviewing stuff on YouTube.
I think the problem you have is the whole point of the internet is supposed to be international. There's not supposed to be any borders.
Well, yeah.
on the internet.
Tell that to China. Yeah, but no, I agree with you completely, and it's quite frustrating not being able to.
So it's absolutely, but they intend to sell it to, let's say, a Canadian website, to a British website,
yeah.
So they'll be making money. So that pays for the series to go into a second series. I don't know. It's a difficult one to really, you know. Obviously, it'd be great if they didn't have to have any kind of borders at all, but then they've just kind of proved that the reason why you should.
It's a new business model, and I guess time will tell. Time will tell. Anyone who's in the chat room, if you've seen it, the Confession with Kiefer Sutherland, then let us know if you got any thoughts. If you love it or hate it, let us know, because we can't wait to check it out. Another big-ish internet story, certainly over here in the UK. The IT Crowd, sort of, in my opinion, fairly mediocre sitcom, but written by.
Apparently, we all thought for a while. Huge with Osama bin Laden.
Indeed.
We thought Osama bin Laden was a fan of this British sitcom called The IT Crowd.
It turned out it was a hoax perpetuated by the writer of said IT Crowd show, Graham Linehan, who started and then perpetuated the rumour on Twitter.
He wanted to experiment to see how fast a rumour could go through Twitter.
What was actually funny was he didn't actually say it was a fact. He just put it out as a question. Is it true Osama bin Laden was watching the IT Crowd when he was shot? And what I found interesting about this is it does actually show now through social media networks. You couldn't have done this 10 years or even 5 years ago.
No, sure.
But now the way social media networks are going, you can create a rumour, and it also
became truth for a while.
Yes,
People actually
yes.
believed Osama bin Laden was watching this British sitcom called The IT Crowd, and he was a fan of it.
Well, to link into two other things, I mean, you just have to look at the problems they've got over these super injunctions at the moment.
Indeed, yeah.
And I'm not allowed to say too much about super injunctions because Elazar took a super injunction out against me from saying anything libelous on the show. But it just
we can say an MP did mention a footballer's name called Ryan Giggs. Now, he mentioned it, not us.
But it suddenly creates this situation where the judges can ban newspapers from printing stories, but then people tweet the information.
Anyway,
and how do
absolutely.
How do you stop?
control this?
Well, indeed, I think Gig. I think, and I don't know too much about it. Wasn't Ryan Giggs looking to sue Twitter, and then something like 250,000 people retweeted and tweeted?
Well, they've got like 75,000 names of Twitter people that
they were going to...
And so they decided rather than suing 75,000 people, they'll sue the 4 most famous people.
Right, okay, that's how it works.
So Boy George is going to be sued. Piers Morgan is going to be sued.
I mean, Piers Morgan is going to be sued.
Dom
Hallelujah.
Jolly is going to be sued. And it's like, it's ridiculous. And Ryan Giggs is an idiot.
Indeed.
Well, also for me, tied in with when Elizabeth Sladen passed away, I saw that news on Twitter.
It was, yeah.
And I actually went on the internet
For verification.
Because I was like, because who knows what rubbish it could be put out on.
And that was the story that was true.
Yes.
But, you know, the news agencies, BBC website and BBC website, BBC's her employer, they were late. They couldn't, they couldn't put it out that quickly.
Well, they're actually saying in the States, a lot of the gossip magazines like National Enquirer and stuff like that are now having problems because they come out on a weekly basis and through Twitter or sites like Perez Hilton,
and people
all the celebrity scandals.
People have already read them.
Indeed, it was funny seeing Ryan Giggs on the cover of the newspapers yesterday because I was thinking, I think I've known about that for about a month and a half.
Yeah,
It's old news.
It's old news. Yeah.
Did you hear the story about the guy on Twitter? True story. Of the guy who went to it was one of these small, I don't know, it was Birmingham or Bristol airport, some small airport. And his flight was delayed and then cancelled.
Yes, yes.
And on the way home, he tweeted, "I'm going to go back to that day. They've ruined my whole holiday. I'm going to go back there and blow the airport up."
No.
And a week later, the anti-terrorist branch turned up at his house.
Because
they do not like that.
Because
they
apparently
don't
you
like
can't
that.
make jokes on Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
Really? Well, no, I did hear about that.
And they
You
took
can't-
him to court. And Stephen Fry paid all his legal fees because he said this is absolutely, he made a joke. It was quite clearly a joke, and you actually went to his house a week after he made it. So by that point, it was quite clearly it wasn't a terrorist thing. But,
Indeed. Well, interesting stuff. So anyway, Osama bin Laden, as far as we know, not a fan of the IT crowd.
No.
But Saddam Hussein, a big Red Fox fan, I believe was watching the Sanford and Son box set when he was captured and permanently compromised.
Any
by the
final
US.
questions from the chat rooms?
And has anybody got anything they want to quickly?
Well, people are certainly looking forward to checking out Curtain Call. I know that, and some good words for the zombie videos as well.
So, pick of the week for you, John.
Pick of the week for me. I enjoyed. Do you know what? I'm soppy, but I loved The Greatest Marriage Proposal ever. I really enjoyed that, and that is my video of the week. Ingenious.
I would have problems picking a video of the week. Homeschool's just my kind. I love that kind of humour, and I really enjoyed that. Last Mans of Earth, as you know, I am obsessed. I am daily terrified by the prospect of a zombie apocalypse.
It really
which
is.
I know will
It really is. You sleep with the lights on, don't you? Sometimes.
And Curtain Call, it was something different. It was a murder
It was
mystery.
different, yeah, no.
I loved the whole way it was shot and the way it looked. So, I like them all. So
it's been a good week
I
for
love
you.
them all equally.
Good for you.
Good, been...
And Elazar, any favourites?
Oh, my word. I'm actually going to go with Homeschooled, I think.
Homeschooled,
yeah.
Okay. Well, as always, we'll tweet and put up on our blogs and various multimedia websites all of the links and addresses to the videos that we reviewed. You guys are going to be back in about 15 minutes for
So if
Talking
you're a
Who.
Doctor Who fan, stick around.
Stick around. We're
or
back.
If you're a Trekkie, go away.
And is this something for Talking Who, or is it?
I think
something
it will be for Talking Who.
about
Yeah.
Doctor Who? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yes, we'll talk. To connect another web series coming up. They're doing a Torchwood web series which may be starring Eliza Dush.
Eliza
Dushku.
Bless you.
Douchebag.
Good. Okay. So, guys, check us out on youtube.com/ThoseVideoGuysTV and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter @ThoseVideoGuys. Like us on Facebook /ThoseVideoGuys. And what's that final one?
Oh.
Well, guys, you know the drill by now. Oh, you've already cut me off.
It was an accident.
Okay. Wow. No manners, but what a credit, guys. Thank you so much. You guys will be back at the same
time in 10 minutes.
10 minutes for Talking Who. All your Doctor Who needs from the rest of us. From myself, we'll be back next week to do more Those Video Guys. From myself, John, from Sean, from Eleazar. Goodbye.
Goodbye.